Investigation into the deaths of 12 soldiers due to gas poisoning. What happened in the 852-meter-high cave? The Ministry of National Defense (MSB) announced that an investigation is ongoing into the deaths of soldiers who lost their lives due to methane and carbon monoxide gas poisoning during a search operation in the mountainous region of northern Iraq. The deceased soldiers were searching for the body of a lieutenant who lost his life during a clash on May 28, 2022. On July 6th, a total of 19 soldiers were exposed to gas during search operations in the cave. 12 of them lost their lives. At least 4 soldiers were admitted to Gülhane Training and Research Hospital GATA in Ankara for treatment. During Defense Minister Yaşar Güler's visit to the hospital, a soldier's relative was caught on camera saying they went in 3 times. At the ministry's weekly briefing on July 10th, Rear Admiral Zeki Aktürk said the administrative investigation process is ongoing and the incident is being examined in detail from all angles. Aktürk said that the incident was an exceptional, unpredictable, and extraordinary situation and that the necessary lessons would be learned to prevent similar tragedies from happening again. The main opposition party, CHP, said that the investigation was insufficient and demanded that a parliamentary investigation commission be established. What happened in the cave? At a press briefing on July 10th, Rear Admiral Zeki Aktürk said that a total of 3,765 caves and shelters had been successfully investigated as part of the Claw series operations launched in northern Iraq in 2019. Rear Admiral Aktürk emphasized that, apart from the incident on July 6th, there had been no incidents of gas exposure to date. He said that dogs were used to explore the cave in question between July 1st and 5th, and that dogs were used again to skin the cave before entering it on July 6. Aktürk continued, upon determining that there were no adverse conditions, a total of 12 personnel entered the cave in 3 groups at intervals. During the search and scan activity on the 2nd floor, our personnel at the front of the group began to stagger and faint, so the rear liaison and security team exited the cave and requested assistance. The 5 personnel outside immediately entered the cave to rescue their comrades upon receiving the call for help, and some of those who entered also experienced dizziness and fainting. Subsequently, our 12 personnel outside entered the cave in pairs and attempted to remove the personnel affected by the gas. Rear Admiral Zeki Aktürk said that after the incident, support was requested from AFAD and expert search and rescue teams affiliated with the Turkish Coal Institution. He reported that carbon monoxide, methane, and hydrogen sulfide gases were detected inside the cave and that the oxygen level had dropped to 19%. So oxygen was pumped into the cave with fans. Aktürk said, after the oxygen level was raised to 60%, the bodies of the 7 heroic comrades who lost their lives were recovered by expert teams from the Turkish Coal Institution who entered the cave. Aktürk said that claims that all personnel affected by the gas entered the cave at the same time, that their equipment was inadequate, and that there were traps in the cave were completely baseless. What is methane and carbon monoxide poisoning? Methane is the second most abundant greenhouse gas in the atmosphere after carbon dioxide (CO2). It is flammable and explosive under normal conditions. It is not toxic, but at high concentrations, it can be suffocating. Inhaling methane gas or coming into contact with it through the skin can have adverse health effects. These include mood changes, speech disorders, vision problems, memory loss, nausea, vomiting, facial flushing, and headaches. In more serious cases, changes in breathing and heart rate, balance problems, numbness, and loss of consciousness may occur if exposure levels are high or prolonged. It can be fatal. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, tasteless, odorless, flammable poisonous gas. It enters the body through the respiratory tract and can cause poisoning and death by preventing oxygen absorption in the blood. Carbon monoxide poisoning usually occurs in enclosed spaces. If medical intervention is not provided within a short period of time, it can result in death.